Hello guys, have a great day. If it is so, today we are going to talk about Bank of Ceylon trainee staff assistant examination. Actually, you are going to face that examination 20th of this month, 2020, March 20th. And I have done several videos in this YouTube channel also, but they are in Sinhala medium. Because of that reason, most of the time, English medium students as well as especially Tamil medium students, they called me and they requested me to do some videos in English medium. Okay, therefore today I am going to explain about your English paper totally in English. Very recently there were two banking examinations. First one was Bank of Ceylon management trainee examination, and the other one was SMIB examination, State Mortgage Investment Bank examination. Therefore, I am talking about this paper based on those two examinations. I think I will explain you how many questions will be there, what are the question types, and especially the marking scheme. Therefore, you have to watch this video until end. Actually, guys, there are two types of examinations. Examinations are two types. First one is when it comes to banking examination, first one is graduate. Second one is non-graduate. Okay, graduate examination means, as an example, Bank of Ceylon management trainee examination, it was for graduates. Yes, when it comes to non-graduate examination, actually it is just like your examination, staff trainee assistant like examinations, the age limit 20 to 25 years old likewise. And when it comes to these examinations, there are some small deviations, there are some separate questions also. I will tell you what are those questions. Okay, yeah, when it comes to graduate examinations, most of the time they have case studies. In English, I mean English paper, they have case studies. Actually, most of the time, most of the people, most of the students after their banking examination, especially when it comes to this question, case studies, they tell me, sir, that question was somewhat difficult. The reason is, though you know English very well, though you know English grammar very well, you can't answer for the question because you should have some sort of knowledge, some sort of particular knowledge about this one. Therefore, especially in my classes also, I explain what are those particular knowledge and how should you answer the questions. Okay, I will explain those things later. And the other thing is summarizing. When it comes to summarizing, when I am talking about the previous years, actually, summarizing question came for graduate banking examinations. Then how about non-graduate? I will tell you something. Non-graduate examination is somewhat easier than graduate examinations. There are some small deviations of the structure. But now what has happened, when I'm talking about Bank of Ceylon, our previous two examinations, I told you before, when I'm talking about BOC examination, management trainee and SMIB examination, normally summarizing doesn't come for non-graduate, but it came. Summarizing came. Okay, and therefore I think now is the government, especially that exam department, they have changed a little bit, they have changed the structures of those papers. Most of the time graduate examinations as well as non-graduate examination, they are quite same, but when it comes to the structure, sometimes the deepness of the questions and marking scheme, they are somewhat easier in non-graduate but somewhat difficult in graduate level banking examination. Now I am going to talk about the structure of the paper. Okay, actually when it comes to your banking examination paper, most of the time students call me and they are sometimes they comment on YouTube also. They ask me, sir, how many questions are there in our paper and what are those questions likewise. My simple answer is, it is somewhat difficult to evaluate and guess how many questions. The thing is, actually it differ from paper to paper. As an example, when it comes to our previous BOC management training examination, mainly there were three questions and there were some sub questions also, but I think it is somewhat difficult to guess. And the other thing, as students, as candidates, don't worry about question numbers, how many questions, don't worry about that part. You have to get ready for the question types. you should know the structure and get ready for the structure. Definitely those questions will come for your examination. Okay guys, if it is so, now I am going to explain what are the question types will come for your examination. Definitely these examination questions will be in your paper. Okay, yeah, I would like to divide them into two groups. I would like to divide them into two groups. Questions. First one is common questions. Second one is special questions. This is my name actually, yeah? Common and actually I have named them common questions and special questions. When it comes to the common questions, prepositions will be there. Prepositions, then conjunctions, tenses, and making questions. And what are the other questions? I'll put them here. Making questions and essay type questions. Okay, first of all, I would like to talk about prepositions. What are the things I can talk about prepositions? Actually, there are three types of prepositions mainly: prepositions about places, prepositions about time, and other prepositions. You should have a thorough knowledge about prepositions. The reason, most of the time when it comes to your paper, actually, I have seen there are some fill in the blank question from prepositions, and the other thing, definitely there will be one or two question from essay type. At that moment, you have to concern about prepositions, otherwise you will lose some marks. Okay, and the other thing, conjunctions. And, either, or, neither, no, when, where. Likewise, like there are so many conjunctions. You should have but. Likewise, you should have a thorough knowledge on conjunctions. Again, most of the time there are some mixed questions actually. They are called fill in the blanks, and you are given a paragraph and you are given some blanks, you have to fill them. At that moment actually there are some mixed questions. What are those questions? Sometimes preposition may come in the same question. Conjunctions, articles, other grammar, singular, plural. Okay, therefore conjunctions are very important. And the other very very important part, every day I mention tenses. Tenses are the most important, not only for banking examinations, but also for O level, A level, and any other examination. Because tenses means how to make sentences, how to build up sentences. If you know how to make sentences, it is very easy to write for the essay type questions. Okay, there you should know what are the active voice, what are the passive voice, and their negatives, positive, how to make questions likewise. Okay, and the other thing, most of the time when it comes to our previous two examinations of banking, this question came, how to make questions. Okay, there what happened, you are given a sentence and one word is underlined, one word or two word they underline, and they ask to get that answer, how do you create the question? As an example, last week I went to Anuradhapura. Last week I went to Anuradhapura. They underline last week. Then we have to make the question to get the answer last week. If it is so, we have to answer, when did you go to Anuradhapura? Likewise. Therefore, that part is very important, and there are so many videos in my YouTube channel also, you can watch them, how to make questions using tenses. And the other very important thing is essay type questions. Definitely in your paper you will have one or two essay type questions. First one may be paragraph writing, second one may be small essay or article or something, and the other thing, a letter may come. Especially there are two types of letters, formal letters and informal letters. Especially a formal letter will come, but it will be related to your banking side or kind of office. Okay, and the other thing, when it comes to paragraphs, which type of questions will come? Actually they are quite realistic questions. Sometimes you are asked a situation, according to that one you have to write a paragraph. Now I am going to talk about special questions. I have put the name special. You will understand why, what's the reason after this session. Okay, there are some questions, especially you are asked those questions to evaluate your personality, your attitudes, and so many things. I will explain one by one. Most of the time, case study will come. Case study. Okay, sometimes a case study will come. At that moment you are given a situation, especially it may be a problem, and then you are asked what are the solutions you are going to face, and you are going to answer what are the solutions, how do you solve the problem. Likewise, at that moment, though you have a good English knowledge, writing knowledge, you can answer because you need your general knowledge. There are so many things. By those questions, actually, you are evaluated these three things. Okay, first one is your knowledge, second one is your skills, third one is especially attitudes. Okay, especially attitudes. Those days, actually, before 5 6 years, most of the time candidates were evaluated knowledge as well as skills. But nowadays what has happened, definitely they concern about your attitudes. Therefore, there are some questions according to your answer they will evaluate, because you have to understand, you are not going to face for O level or A level examination, you are going to be a banker. If it is so, definitely you should have some sort of special qualities with you about this. We call your personality. You should have better personality. And the other important thing is, sometimes you are asked some questions with the new trends. As an example, when it comes to our previous BOC examination, I told my students, you have to read and you have to write something about COVID-19, and how COVID-19 has affected to Sri Lankan economy, especially what are the changes has happened in banking sector. Therefore, you have to know them. Sometimes in your examination also, you have to face such questions. E-banking, then ATMs, CDMs, and what are the changes of banking sectors in Sri Lanka, about the world. Likewise, there are so many. Therefore, definitely, before your examination, you have to read them in English. If you want to know a lot of things, actually just surf Bank of Ceylon website. They have e-banking, and there are so many information you can gather. Definitely they will come for your examination. Sometimes you are not asked directly, but for your answer, indirectly you can use them. Okay, and the other thing, summarizing will come sometimes for your examination. Therefore, you have to at least you have to practice 3 summarizations. They will be very important for you, because last 2 times in SMIB examination, Bank of Ceylon examination, there was a summarizing part. I suppose this time also you will have a small paragraph and you have to summarize that one. When I was explained then special questions, I told you something about case studies. There, I think I will mention something. Just surf Google, and you can grab, you can gather so many information, and they will be very very important to create your answer in your paper. They are called soft skills. Actually, nowadays, most of the time, especially in private sector and especially in the banking sector, people talk about soft skills. Without soft skills, we can't be in the field, in the job field. Now, I am not going to explain what are the soft skills, while likewise, but I will tell you some examples. As examples, teamwork, leadership, then critical thinking, conflict management. There are so many, blah blah blah. There are so many. Therefore, you better read them, gather information, and get ready for a question, because most of the time they make questions because of they need to know whether you know soft skills or not. Therefore, just get ready. Definitely, inside your answer, you have to use them. Yes, okay, guys. And the other thing, I will tell you something. It means I just remember in previous examination, there was one question, as a banker, what will be your ambition? And the other question, it mentioned, after you are recruited as bankers, you will have special training sessions, banking training sessions. In those sessions, and what will be the things you need, and how will you grab them, and how will you change your life, how will you build up your personality likewise. Therefore, just get ready for such questions also. If it is so, let's go for the next part item. It means how to answer for the essay type questions. Especially now I am going to talk about the marking scheme, and especially I want to tell you 100% I can say this is the marking scheme, but there are some small deviations, especially sometimes they change markings, sometimes they change, sometimes they give 2 marks, sometimes 3 marks, sometimes 1 mark, likewise, but marking criteria are same. Therefore I am going to explain you those criterias. Okay, just imagine you are going to write a paragraph. If it is so, there are two things you have to concern. First one is content, other one is grammar. When it comes to your content, you should have a better content, full content, and your answer should be, when it comes to the paragraph, there should be a kind of a nice relationship among the sentences in your paragraph. And the other thing, sometimes they ask in the question, they ask some points, you have to answer these likewise. If it is so in your paragraph, definitely you have to answer for all those points. Second one, grammar. There shouldn't be any grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes, and punctuation mistakes in your paragraph. Okay, an essay, sometimes a speech or something like that. But anyway, there are four criterias of marking scheme. Okay, first one is content, second one is grammar, I told you, third one is organization, and fourth one is mechanics of writing. Organization means before writing your essay or case study or something, you have to jot down, you have to make a special scratch. What are the things I am going to write? There should be a very good organizing of the answer, and there should be some relationship among the paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise. Okay, full one, start to end. And the other thing, when it comes to mechanics of writings, you are asked a clear handwriting. Clear handwriting as well as punctuation marks, they will be very important, and as usual content as usual and grammar as usual. Therefore you have to understand they are the marking scheme, and just when you are facing for the examination, you have to understand, you have to remember, definitely they will evaluate about those criteria. Okay, actually this examination will be somewhat difficult because there's a very big competition among students, I know, because I do so many single medium classes as well as English medium English classes. I know the competition. Therefore, it is not enough to pass the examination. You have to get the maximum marks. If it is so, definitely you will be selected for the interview. So, they are the things I want to tell you. I wish you all the best for your examination. And the very special thing, if you want to join my seminars, English medium seminars, especially this is for English medium students as well as Tamil students, because they can't understand in Sinhala. I have done so many seminars in Sinhala, but they couldn't understand. That's the reason I hope to organize two seminars for you, two English seminars. If you want to pass your English paper, and if you want to get the maximum results for your English paper, just join my seminars. Everything will be in description, and you can get the information by using that description. Okay, have a great day. See you soon as possible. Bye.